My name's Andrea Reimer. I am an adjunct professor of practice at the UBC School of Public Policy and Global Affairs, and I teach two courses. One is about power and practice, and the other is the Global Policy Project, which is the experiential learning component of the Masters in Public Policy and Global Affairs. A passion of mine is power literacy, and I see over and over again that it's not a lack of good ideas. Sometimes it's a lack of ideas into action, that gap we talked about between ideas becoming public policy, but most often it's a lack of power literacy, that people don't understand how power dynamics work, and so the best ideas in the world just get left on the cutting room floor, basically, because you can't pick them up and mobilize them in the way that they would be possible to mobilize if you understood the power landscape you're working. Well, so as an adjunct professor of practice, my main role is connecting the academic theory to the practice that's happening in governments, in nonprofit organizations, in business communities, all looking to create and advance policy to advance whatever goals they're looking at. So everything from climate change activists to UN Habitat to City of Vancouver working on its reconciliation with Indigenous people. I work to connect what the students have been learning in their time in the Master of Public Policy and Global Affairs program into this real life world of practice. One of my favorite stories about public policy making comes from a former premier of British Columbia. This axiom that you do the best you can when you're making public policy, and his addition to that is the best you can in the time you have available with the information you have, right? And I think this is so important for us to understand. If we had all the time in the world and all the information, of course we'd make perfect public policy. But the reality is there's people living on the streets in our communities. There's people dealing with the toxic drug crisis. There's people, we need urgent action on climate change. We have a long unreconciled history between Indigenous and non-Indigenous people, and we don't have time. We don't have all the time in the world. So what do we do with the time we have to make the best policy we can in this moment? How do you take students who are so passionate about these changes in the world and just try and take your life experience and allow them the opportunity to not have to relearn the things you've learned? I mean, they're going to learn a whole bunch of new things and they're going to make a lot of mistakes, but if we can't kind of move past that first layer of mistakes, we can't kind of advance and learn. And these problems that they're concerned about, climate change, gender justice, social justice, housing, financial challenges that are facing youth today, they're huge problems that need massive solutions. They need to go, okay, that's gonna be a problem. How do I get around that, right? And then down that road, they're gonna find new problems, but that's okay, because they'll be able to pass those on to the next generation as well.